Welcome to another episode of Beauty Built on Health. My name is Dr. Roop Gill. This is Migdalia Rosado. She is a professional massage therapist. And today's episode is You Haven't Lived Until You've Had a Great Massage. We're going to give you some tips on what makes a great massage, what to look out for, how to choose things like aromatherapy or hot stones. Is it worth it? What does it do? We're going to talk about what kind of pressure, why you would have different kind of pressures in a massage, and just whatever. If you have questions, just write into us or call us. You can email us at info@pulsarhealth.com or call 561-388-9571. Now let's get down to the good stuff. I know that you have complained to me in the past that you had a massage and the woman just rubbed you and it was nothing. You hated it. So what are the components of a great massage?
The first important thing to me is the breathing. Have someone breathe in, take some good breaths.
Yeah, so it's kind of like yoga. Yeah, so it's kind of like yoga where you take a big breath in and you let your tension out, because it's a process of cooperating with the person on the table, with the therapist, and then both of you help go to that place physically as well as mentally, and releasing all that stress. So with the breathing, you initially start with 2 or 3 deep breaths. Is that right?
It's very important to get those deep breaths and yes, to build up those oxygen cells, and the person just relaxes and eases into the moment of the experience.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And with the during the massage, also there's times when you encourage deep breathing as well.
Yes.
And because that kind of helps release some of the muscle tension.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
So from what we've discussed in the past, we have talked about this. The goal is not to squish the muscles. The goal is to have the muscles release as much as they can by themselves,
Exactly.
and then an additional relaxation using various strokes, pressure points, trigger points, those kind of things. So it's a combination of the person on the table not even realizing they're doing anything to help, and the sensory inputs of all the different things like the aroma, the hot stones, all of that contributing to releasing the nervous system, the muscular system.
Correct.
And on top of that, having the particular type of massage that you're getting.
Correct.
So with the stretching that you do, I know you incorporate stretching into your massages too. Do you find that everybody benefits from stretching?
I believe so, especially because everybody carries so much tension in their neck and shoulders.
Mm-hmm. And we are going to demonstrate, but don't get excited. Nobody's taking their clothes off. But we will be demonstrating some points on the neck and back.
Yes.
So everyone carries a lot of tension right here. Yes.
In the neck and shoulders, so a good stretch. And it also opens up the scapulas and releases all that tension, and it helps the traps also open up. And it feels good. It's a really good stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to also work on the legs and stretch out the legs, and so they feel a good lower feeling.
Lower back release.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So in terms of tissue pressure, like oftentimes massage therapists ask the client, like, how strong do you want the pressure? And you've never asked me. You're like, tell me if it's too much or too little, but it's a different approach where the massage therapist takes like over, because they feel how much pressure there is in the tissue. For example, as a surgeon, when I cut tissues, approximate tissues, I have to feel how much give that tissue is going to give me. And I want it snug, but I don't want it tight. I don't want it flappy. I want it just right, like Goldilocks, not too tight, not too loose. And similarly in massage, the amount of pressure you want to put on, you don't want to put on so much pressure that you're sore the next day or even the same day. You want to put on the right amount of pressure to give the right amount of release. And just like touching it isn't really going to help either. You have to actually have a decent contact and connection.
Correct.
So tell me about how you gauge tissue pressure. Like, how do you judge that?
Well, I do ask, but when people ask for deep tissue, that's what they want. So I kind of go in there pretty
deep.
Pretty deep. And so far, nobody really complains. And I do
you can talk to the people too. You know,
ask if the pressure is okay, but nobody ever complains about my pressure. Really, nobody says anything about it. Either they want more, but I don't go too far, especially if they're experiencing some kind of issue, discomfort from uh, before coming to see me for whatever reason may be.
So during an exercise program, what's a good time to get a massage?
Exercise is either having a serious workout with your trainer, lifting up what do they call them, dumbbells and
Heavy weights, yeah.
heavy weights,
Mhm.
yes. After sports activities
Yeah,
of some
a lot of
sorts.
athletes have
Athlete,
routine
yes,
massages. Mhm.
exactly that.
So
Um,
when should you not get a massage?
if you have a cold, don't come in.
No corona.
No colds. Um, if you were in an accident in the last 48 hours, do not come in. Go see your doctor or maybe your chiropractor and get an okay from your provider.
What about people who have back pain?
It depends. It depends. I'm not a doctor, so I can't go ahead and make those type of calls. And or chiropractors, if your chiropractor says okay, then yes, you can come in.
But
Um,
but if somebody's had back pain for a while and they it's pain that they have, like, what do you, is a massage helpful, not helpful?
Absolutely. If you can do some stretches, put some warm compresses, maybe some hot stones would help, and just kind of work the area, massage it, and just kind of do maybe a little trigger point. It depends the circumstances that the person
Where
experienced.
the tightness is, yeah. What
Yes.
about a sore joint, like if you've got like tennis elbow, golfers or whatever?
You can strip in, do some trigger points in those areas. Just strip the muscle, work around it, stretch it maybe a little bit, do some flexing on
Mhm.
the area.
Okay,
Maybe a little
okay.
CBD cream will help.
So you believe in CBD cream then, huh?
I do. We have a great product here that works marvelous and it does what it's supposed to do.
So how often should people use CBD cream if they've got like a sore area?
I would every night if I could, I would. I
We also
actually I
have a
do.
CBD
Yeah, we
bath.
do. And that
There's
is
bath salts.
amazing. Yes.
They smell awesome.
Yes. Yes.
But if you don't have that, you can call us. But if you don't have that, you can just put on CBD cream, and it comes in different strengths. There's creams are usually lighter, 150 milligrams, and then the oils are generally stronger. You can also get patches. So there's a variety of products like gummy bears and things too. So, but for a local effect, I would generally recommend starting with a low dose and then working up.
Increase.
Yeah,
Yes,
as
you
you
can.
as you need to, if you need to,
That is
in
true.
combination with like icing and stretching and all those other
And
things.
baths. Yes. Yes.
Baths, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, and then and you talked about some trigger points. Obviously, we don't have time to do all the trigger points, but we can show on the back of my neck or my head some of the areas that do release for the chronic stress and headaches. As far as other types of pressure, I know lymphatic drainage, we use a different type of stroke and pressure. So would you like to drain my arm?
It's a very slow
Very slow movement.
process.
Okay.
Very slow, just kind of because we want to move the fluids
Mhm.
and into the axillary area and just move it out and detox that way.
Okay.
But it's very slow process, very gentle, and you work through that.
Yeah, and
It's
so
very gentle.
it's not deep, because if you go too deep, it just squishes the lymphatics.
No, we don't want to do that.
So you have to let them lift up and then press on them gently. We have a lymphatic drainage as part of our hydrofacial machine, and the pressure is very light. So it's a whole different process than
Totally,
massaging
totally.
muscles. And that can be helpful after surgery, or if you're really puffy and swollen, you've been traveling a lot, whatever, it can be helpful. Okay, then hot stones. Let's talk about hot stones.
Stones.
Mhm.
Hot stones, people love hot stones. It's very comforting. It relaxes your whole nervous system. If you place them in the correct place, be careful with the temperatures, of course. And just working with them and using them in people's backs, their legs, arms, and shoulders. They love it. It's very soothing, and it just kind of relaxes the mind and puts you in a different state. Makes you forget that you have any pains. It really does. It's very soothing.
The and the hot stones work as sort of as a stimuli to the body's nervous system too.
Correct.
And they elicit like a relaxation response through the autonomic system because of the warmth and the pressure. We have temperature receptors, pressure receptors, other kind of receptors in the skin, not just touch. So they work on the more the nervous system than the muscles themselves. The pressure helps on the muscles, but it's a combination of both. One of my trainers is an Olympic skier, and he would talk about it. We're not really training the muscles so much. They have immense capacity. We're training your nerves to be able to perform certain repetitive movements and be able to be strengthened and powerful. So it's that combination. And talking of the combination, what about aromatherapy? How should people pick like the scent that they want, or what works? I know there's different modalities that aromatherapy works. There's the topical, there's the aroma. What? Yeah. So yes. How do you pick like an aromatherapy for someone?
It depends if they're stressed out or they're feeling achy or it's an emotional thing they're going through. And basically that's what we introduce them to the scents. And we have some beautiful red flower oils here that work with your senses. Good for
they're kind of a blend of different oils that like
very
but they're all or like very they're all essential oils, or what are they?
They are essential oil, but they're also 100% organic.
Okay.
They're packed with a lot of vitamin C's, beautiful flowers. And they work with your senses. They absolutely work with your senses.
Because it kind of transports you to a different place. You're not supposed to like be in a room. You're supposed to be transported.
Gone. If you can just leave for a moment, at least that hour, just travel and just relax and enjoy it. Really.
So with the aromatherapy, our camera has gone crazy. So with the aromatherapy, the most of the effect is sensory, but the topical effect of applying the oils on the skin will also be beneficial.
Very soothing. It penetrates nice into the skin. It just doesn't stay there feeling greasy or oily. Some people don't like that. This really penetrates to the skin. Very healthy.
Cool, because our skin needs a certain amount of oil and can get pretty dry, especially the body skin. Those scabby feet and stuff, they all get treated. Everything gets treated. Talking about feet, reflexology. So I know you incorporate a little bit of that into your massages, although you can have a separate reflexology session. Are there any particular areas that you find are very helpful for people on the foot? Like any particular?
I use it to work, again, everybody suffers from shoulder and neck pains. And I work that particular area, like the parts where for the neck area, your lower back, your vertebrae. Some people have digestive problems. I'll work those points out as well.
On the feet?
Yeah, absolutely, on the feet, yes. And
what about people who just like have sore feet because they're in heels, or they're they've been walking too much? What areas are good? Like, is it like the base of the toes? Like, what areas do you like to do?
The base of the toes and the heel. Definitely, because the heel takes a lot of the punishment, and I like to soothe their heels a lot, work around the area, the ankles, other metatarsals. They love it. They love it. And I use warm towels around the feet too.
It's very nice.
Feels really good.
Okay, so because we've talked quite a bit about the points, we're going to finish up with some neck points, and just want to say, when would you choose a full massage versus a chair massage?
Chair massage is like 30 minutes, kind of just work the areas of concerns, kind of soothe the person off a little. It's just 30 minutes. It feels good, but it's not like being on the table and you just drop all your body weight there. You just let your therapist do her work, or his or her work.
Yeah, so it's a different level of relaxation, totally. Different level of stretching and letting go.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to show you some points on the back of my neck and head so that you can have an idea and of how she moves in terms of how much time you spend at a particular trigger point, and some idea of where they are on the head, and also you'll get you can't really tell how deep she goes, but if I'm not screaming, we're good. Just kidding. So I'm going to turn around so that she can work on my neck and shoulders.
You're gonna have to drop the chair a bit, please.
Sure.
Okay. So here we are. I'm just a little tight right now. Okay,
I haven't had
perfect.
my massage this week.
Yes. So these are your occipitals, and you just kind of want to at least use these 3 fingers here and just kind of keep the thumbs out of the way for the moment, just so I can show you. And just come in just a little bit and just go into circular motion, and just you'll feel.
It feels really good. My right side is tighter than my left.
And just kind of do circular motions. 3, 1, 2, 3. That's what I like to do. Go the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3. Just kind of go gently.
And this kind of cadence or speed is very, very soothing.
And just go right to the notches and release some of that tension. Then you can go on the opposite side. Always give each side the same attention. Always.
What if one side's tighter than the other?
So you kind of just work it, and sometimes you have to do like a little bit of trigger point and just keep your finger there for a minute or so. And just release.
This feels really good, guys. Do you always start at the top of the head, like the top of the neck, and work down, or?
It depends on the circumstances and what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I never do the same thing. I always work differently all the time. None of your
massages are the same.
No, they're not.
Even on the same person, it varies every time.
No, I always do something different. I always try something different.
All right, that's it for today. I'm gonna like rise up because I feel like a tiny baby here. So that was it for today. Thank you for joining us, and keep watching for other great information on how to have an incredibly wonderful life with beauty built on health. Take care.
Visit us.
Yeah, this is Migdalia Rosado. I'm Roop Gill. Bye.
Take care.